Hello, my name is Karen Gondoli, and I am the CEO of Leostream. Today, I want to talk about and maybe even introduce you to OpenStack, and in particular, how the Leostream platform can make it easy for you to use OpenStack as an infrastructure replacement for perhaps VMware, vSphere, and we can give you all of the non-persistent and persistent workflows you need because we can automate provisioning of desktops within the OpenStack environment. So what is OpenStack? So OpenStack is essentially a private cloud platform that you can install in your data center and gives you the ability to support cloud workflows, which gives you that expansion and contraction of capacity. And it runs using open source hypervisors such as KVM, among other things. But OpenStack is the infrastructure. And we see it a lot in server workloads. But now, what if you want to use it to manage VDI workloads as well? Well, now you need a management platform both for provisioning instances and terminating them and power controlling them, as well as assigning them out to end users. And OpenStack, while it has many different components to it, does not have a VDI component. That's where the Leostream platform comes into play. It is where you will be able to provision OpenStack instances so you can ensure you have the capacity you need. It will then assign those machines out to users based on their role, time of day, the tasks they need to do, and it does this all through a real strict policy enforcement that you have within the Leostream broker itself. You can also automate life cycle decisions such as, again, provisioning new machines, terminating them, maybe just shutting them down, including going to that shelved state if you want to have the storage there, but not have it be consuming the compute. And all of this is done without IT needing to manually provision, because that is one of the things that we see will make a VDI environment extremely unsuccessful, is if IT has to manually manage capacity, manage power state, and be ensuring that users have access to what they need. So when you're provisioning desktops based on role in OpenStack, what does that give you? Well, one thing that you can do, and you'll see this a little bit in the quick demo I'll do, is you can create pools based on OpenStack projects, and then you can map different groups of users to those pools based on these policies that you create inside of Leostream. Along with the policies, we have what we call plans, which will then allow you to change the workflow that the user has for that session, whether it be persistent, non-persistent, powered on when they log in, what have you. And all of this, again, happens dynamically. You build these rules in Leostream once, and then as new users join different projects or leave your team, all of it, the access is managed dynamically within the broker without IT needing to manually intervene. To get things going, just like with any platform, you will in OpenStack build a golden image, and you'll put the Leostream agent on there, whatever applications the users might need. And then if you want to leverage any of the high performance display protocols that Leostream supports, you would put those components on there as well, such as the Amazon DCV server. And then the broker, again, does everything automatically to ensure that you have the capacity, but also has ways that you can enforce limits so you don't accidentally over provision in your environment. What this gives you, obviously, automation, scale, and cost control, because you can set both lower and upper bounds on pools. You will not over provision, and that way you have the resources you need without running out of compute. And some of the cool things that we also provide: support for single sign-on and also single use and persistent desktops. From the single sign-on standpoint, we're doing some really interesting stuff you can see in another video to support single sign-on with certificate-based authentication. When it comes to single use or persistent desktops, this talks to the release plans that we provide. And also, I mentioned you have complete control over the power state of these machines in OpenStack, including that shelf state, which is really great for allowing you to power machines back up quickly after they've been off. And obviously the storage, as I mentioned, is persistent in between power states. And what this allows you to do in the end is take that infrastructure that you have in OpenStack and turn it into a VDI platform that aligns the compute need of your users based on the tasks that they have going on the moment. To see this in action, so here is my Leostream connection broker, and I'm just going to log in as the administrator. And I'm just going to show you really quickly how you connect to OpenStack and then where you would do provisioning. So here on the left, this is essentially acts kind of like a wizard. And what I tell people is come to setup and work their way down. In OpenStack, again, it's a VDI environment. You'll need authentication, so you'll set up your authentication servers. That can be Active Directory, SAML-based systems such as Google, Entra ID, whatever you need. And then in centers, here's where you will connect up to your OpenStack environment. Now, if you're thinking about OpenStack and you're migrating from an existing system, we support a number of different center types, so you can very easily one day be connecting users to their VMware VMs, and then the next day they're moving to OpenStack and they don't even know. They have a seamless end user experience through their Leostream login. So here in OpenStack, you'll give us the auth URL that we use to log in and execute the APIs, and then you'll set up the center per project you'll see. So if you have multi-tenant environments with multiple projects in it, just create a center for every project and you are up and running. So that's how easy it is to integrate Leostream with your OpenStack environment. Simply create the center and then we will inventory any golden images you've already created and any desktops you've already created within that project. And then if you want to pre-populate pools with more machines, or you want to build these non-persistent workflows, whatever you need to provision desktops for, you do that through Leostream pools. So here you see I have a pool that I've created, which is everything in that OpenStack center, which is that one project. And then I can come down here in the pool, enable provisioning, and create more machines if I need it. So maybe I want to have 10 machines to get things running. I can even enforce these limits based on day and time if you're doing classrooms or anything like that. And then I can provision in my OpenStack center. And then a lot of the controls you see here tell the connection broker how to provision that machine. Very similar as when you're stepping through the OpenStack console, you see different options. You'll set the availability zone, which flavor you want, what your golden image is, if you want to create a new volume, and also delete it if it's a non-persistent, if you want to delete that machine volume when you're done. It's default security groups. You see the different options you have here. Pick the network. It can be in a private network. You can put in a public network and we'll actually allocate public IPs for you if you need them, or it'll associate an existing one if you have it. So you have all these options here. And at the end, you can make the machine available for assignment. You can do domain joins. Very easy for you to just come in and pre-populate a pool of machines in Leostream. And then through what we call release plans, if you do want non-persistent workflows, that's implemented through release plans. So here you see I have a release plan that will delete the machine on logout after 5 minutes. That way if the user needs to log back in and grab something, they forgot it, they have 5-minute leeway there. That is a really quick demo. Obviously, there's a lot going on here, and we didn't even touch on assignments, but you can look at another Leostream video to learn more. You can also reach out to us at info@leostream.com. Thank you.